Good morning, class. So, before we begin, we will take your attendance. So, starting with Abe, Athena. Present po.
Garcia, Dave. Present, ma. Are you ready for the next question? You're the first one. You will be the first one to answer the next one.
Okay, so people are seeing the questions, 5 questions. So, this is the last set of questions. Okay, so I will
Yeah, last set.
answer the odd numbers and then you will answer the even. So let's just do it that way. I will be the one to answer the even and then you will be the one to, the odd and then you will be the one to answer the even. Is it okay? So because our video is already 1 hour and I will cut it into parts so that people will watch it. Okay. So,
Yeah.
first question. How do you remain consistent? But if you all want to add something, feel free, okay? So, how do you remain consistent with your advocacy and leadership? Actually, at first, my first experience as a student leader, my I don't have I honestly don't have any advocacies in mind because the initial thought when you are appointed as a leader is to really do your responsibility to serve. So we are not actually guided that when you became or become a student leader, you must also consider your specific advocacies. So my experience as a student leader in remaining consistent is to expose myself to different organizations and knowing the different kinds of advocacies in our university. So to remain consistent is to really explore it on yourself, experience the different advocacies, and from there on you will be able to know what kind of advocacy that you really want to be a part in. And how about you? Any additional insights?
I'll add. I'll just have to add.
Okay.
I'll just have to add. Siguro yung advocacy na sinasabi niya is the service for itself. It's not
Oh.
literal advocacy.
Sorry.
Diba?
Baka.
Yeah, it's okay. You answered the question well. Pero siguro I have another understanding of the question. Siguro the advocacy that this person is referring to is, the service for itself. Our vocation to leadership, our vocation to giving service to our student body for the whole studentry is our advocacy already. So that's how I understood the question. Advocacy is our service already as a student
Well,
leader.
I actually had
So,
something in mind. This is actually a T. A real T here.
okay.
Now I understand your comprehension on the question because I realized that not all leaders have the same intentions. Given
Yeah.
that people want to be an officer for personal reasons, for
Yeah.
um, to have this title, but there isn't any heart into it, and some people actually just do it for to put something on their CV in the future. So that's the reality there.
Yeah.
So I hope student leaders really
Don't
reflect.
go after
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Next, Dave, the question for you is what are pieces of advice you can give to leaders who are at the same time having mental
We
health
hope that our
issues?
student leaders, you know, simple. You have to recognize your mental health issues. At it's I don't want to say that it's normal because I don't know your emotional or your emotional concerns. I don't know what you feel right now, and I this is a very sensitive question kasi nga baka makasabi ako ng hindi maganda, pero this is how I will answer that question. Siguro the reason why we are having mental health issues right now is also because of the pandemic. Ang dami nating iniisip, no? Ang dami nating iniisip na mga bagay-bagay na nagdudulot sa atin para maging malungkot, depression, and everything. Pero kailangan lang natin i-recognize yon. Kasi pag once na hindi natin nire-recognize yung mga nararamdaman natin, yung mga naiisip natin, mas lumalala yun eh. 'Di ba? So you have to recognize yung naiisip natin. You have to, you honor them. No, you entertain them. Kung may naisip ka ngayon na nakakapagpalungkot sa'yo, go lang. 'Di ba? Kasi mahirap pag iniwasan mo 'yon. Mahirap pag iniwasan mo yung nararamdaman mo ngayon, yung mga iniisip mo, kasi mas mahirapan ka pag naprolong yung agony mo to think of those things. So pag once na may naisip ka na nakakapagpalungkot sa'yo, just think of it. No, you just have to recognize the pain. You just have to recognize your mental health issues. Ganun. Pero I'm so sorry, no, if my answer cannot satisfy those ones who has mental health issues right now. Pero I'm trying my best to give you my advice, kasi I don't know where you're coming from, no? Hindi natin alam kung saan sila nanggagaling ngayon, kung saan nanggagaling yung nararamdaman nila, yung iniisip nila. Just one advice, you have to recognize that one. Lahat tayo may pinagdadaanan ngayon. Siguro iba-iba lang tayo kung paano siya tanggapin, at kung paano yung coping mechanism natin pagdating doon. Pero at the end of the day, if you are sad, then be sad, 'di ba? It really comes. Talagang dumadating siya sa punto ng buhay natin na binibisita tayo ng mga problema and everything. Hindi natin maiiwasan 'yon. Ang buhay ay punong-puno ng problema, so all you have to do is to cooperate. 'Di ba? Mag-cooperate na lang tayo sa buhay, no? So you recognize your mental health issues. Recognize mo lang. Kasi at the end of the day, gagawa naman tayo ng paraan kung paano natin makaka-cope up dun eh, 'di ba? Madadivert naman 'yon pag nakapag-isip na tayo ng mga activity para lang mawala 'yon. So just that. It's just that. You have to recognize that one, and at the end of the day, ikaw mismo ang makakapag-isip ng paraan kung paano talaga siya ma-overcome. So 'yon. 'Di ba? Ako nga lately din, parang ang dami ko ding iniisip. Marami akong iniisip lately, pero I divert my attention from other things, from doing something na hindi ko usually ginagawa. Then minsan nakakalimutan ko talaga siya. Bumabalik, pero it's okay. At least hindi na siya gaano nag-i-stay sa isip ko or sa emotion mo, para lang mas mabigat sa pakiramdam. So yon, ang hirap sagutin nung tanong, kasi we talk about our emotions, hindi tayo pare-pareho ng emosyon, no? 'Di ba? So that's all, and I thank you.
Thank you, Dave. So ito talaga, hindi ko talaga pinili yung on the spot ko lang naisip kung alin yung sasagutan natin. Ito na yung tanong. Number 3. How do we handle...
I love that.
ito talaga yung tumapat sa akin eh, no? How do we handle critics or bashes?
Yeah, I love the question.
Ito na. Okay, as a student leader, we should handle the critics or bashers as constructive criticism, but it depends on how it is said to us in front of explicitly or implicitly, kung paano man, nakadepende pa din yon. Take note. However, there are some negative criticisms that can actually help us improve ourselves. Knowing that that type of criticism is factual, may pagpinagbabasihan. Not everything, we should not always criticize a person on how we perceive that person right away. So, in order to handle those things, you can either talk to that person in a calm and respectful manner, like let's say that person told their criticism to you personally. So, first of all, formal no? Sabihin mo, you say thank you for informing me na ito na pala yung this is what I did, and thank you for letting me know. I will or say I'm sorry. I will be mindful next time. That is a formal manner of handling criticisms. Bashers is another story. So,
Yeah.
let's not, ito talaga. I've been criticized a lot because people know me as Atcha Abe in the school, in the student government, in the student body. And we cannot control what people think of us as a student leader because they don't know what's going behind the scenes. So, in handling bashers, you choose which ones you will spend your time in confronting. You should not always please everybody because we cannot really actually please everybody. For me, I handle it by thinking that as long as you're doing good for the service of the student body as a student leader, you are doing your job and you hindi ka nagkulang sa pagtanong on how to improve your service better because we're not perfect. Me and Dave will emphasize that we are not perfect. So, don't expect...
Walang perfect na officer or leader.
And, nasabi na din namin, we already said that we need each other to work efficiently, to make this organization a better place to be in, a more good vibes only, safe space. Ayan, safe space. So, in order to accomplish those things that I have mentioned, you let the person know. Because when you want to say something to a person, I understand that some people are shy to give their criticism or comments. I understand that. But please, you don't have to make it as a chismis pa and to make it into an issue. Because there are many ways to handle it properly or to say it properly to a person without telling it to them personally. Maybe you can tell your moderator or that moderator or advisor to tell to that co-leader or student leader your concern. There are many professional ways. Ayan, professional ways to tell to that person that I saw this in you. I think you have done something for me. This does not seem right. I feel like this towards you. I think you need to change this attitude or change how you interact with the person. There are many ways to say our criticisms in a nice way without hurting a person. Because if you bash someone behind their backs, you don't know the effect that will bring to that person, especially kapag nalaman pa nila sa ibang tao. That's the issue there. Issues arise because of that, because you don't tell it to the person directly and professionally or in a proper manner. And you don't know that you're actually hurting that person even if it's not your intention. That is the reality. You don't know, nawala yung connection! Nawala yung connection. Ayan na. Where are you? Hello? So, I will just continue. So, Are you there, Dave?
Can you hear me?
Yan, okay na. Okay, so to continue, to end my answer to this question is that be mindful of what we say, on what we post on social media. Kung hindi na po talaga mapigilan ang mga nararamdaman at gusto na magparinig, you can say it in a proper way because words really hurt. Grabe talaga. Let's be careful, and please let's invest our time on helping each other, not pulling each other down. And I hope that student leaders don't experience bashing kasi it really hurts. It really hurts. Yeah, it really hurts talaga. Okay, next question, Dave. Number 4. What are some practical tips to engage leaders?
Very simple. Diba? Let's ask ourselves, bakit tayo nag-engage sa organization or sa leadership? The answer is, kasi we love what we do. So, in order for other officers or leaders to be engaged sa leadership, being student leaders, you have to do something that would, do you think na gusto din nila? Alam mo yun, parang 'di ba? Pag hindi kasi nila gusto yung ginagawa nila, boring. 'Di ba? Pero kung alam mo yung gusto nilang gawin at yun yung ginawa mo, then everyone will be there. Everyone will engage. Kaya ayun, so parang you just have to know their interests as student leaders. Iba-iba po tayo ng interest as student leaders. Iba-iba yung gusto nating gawin sa organizations. Diba? Magkakaiba tayo ng pananaw. Magkakaiba tayo kung paano gawin yung serbisyo. Magkakaiba tayo ng kung paano natin sabihin yung mga bagay-bagay. Pero yun yung kailangan nating alamin. Kailangan nating alamin kung ano yung kikiliti sa kanila. Kailangan mong hanapin kung nasaan yung kiliti nila para ma-engage mo sila. Di ba? Minsan, kasi we're doing something na hindi naman nila gusto. Di ba? The same as true with, reto mo nga ako, hindi mo naman gusto, means hindi ka mag-i-stay. Di ba? So, all you have to do is to... Napatawa ka.
May hugot, ha? Oh.
So, diba? May hugot yun. Diba? Minsan, pipiliin talaga natin yung kung ano man yung talagang mahal nating gawin. Diba? We have to do the things na alam nating makakapagpasaya sa atin at the end of the day. The same as true with engaging student leaders. No? Alamin natin kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin. Kaya nga, bilang isang organization, dapat talaga nating malaman yon para mas lalong maging productive yung bawat isa. Or let's say for example, sa isang organization, may event. Series of events, marami ding gagawin, 'di ba? May preparation, may preparation, may mga physical prep, after preparations and everything. So, kailangan mo isipin yun. Saan ba magaling tong batang ito? Saan ba magaling yung student leader na to? Doon mo siya ilagay. Diba? Kasi pag once nalinagay mo siya sa isang bagay na ayaw niya, hindi niya gagawin yun. Kung gagawin man yan, napipilitan siya. Pero we are talking about student leaders engagement. Kung saan ba talaga sila nakikipag-participate, kung saan ba talaga sila nakikisalamuha, nakikisali sa organization. So all you have to do is to give them the task na alam mong kaya nila at matutuwa sila. 'Di ba? Let's say for example, ako, ano bang gusto ko sa organization? I used to write. I used to write talaga. Pero pag once na sinabing punta ka dun sa mag-MC ka, maging one of the masters of ceremonies ka mamaya, ayoko talaga kasi I'm not good. Hindi naman sa I'm not good in speaking, no, pero I still have fear of speaking in front of a large crowd, no? Pero when I write, kasi, di ba, pag mag-isa tayo, pwede tayong magsulat, di ba? Yung iba naman ang gusto mag-edit ng picture, di ba? Pag documentation na. Yung iba naman gustong gumawa ng narrative reports, di ba? Kailangan mo lang alamin kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin para mas lalo talaga silang ma-engage, para mas maging productive sila. That's inside organization. Pero if we are talking about community extension, services outside the school, kailangan mo ding alamin, gusto ba nilang i-serve ang mga bata, ang mga matatanda, 'di ba? Yung mga, 'di ba, yung mga doon, parang alamin mo kung ano yung focus nila, kung saan sila talaga makakapag-work. So yun yung kailangan nating alamin sa mga student leaders natin para mas maging productive sila at mas magawa nila ng maayos yung responsibilidad nila, at para mas lalo talaga silang mag-engage dun sa activity or sa organization na maayos, at they are effectively and efficiently working, not just as a student leaders, but as a student as a whole, as one organization. So yon, madali lang siya gawin, basta alam mo talaga kung anong gusto nila, di ba? The same as true with bibigyan ka ng pagkain, di ba? Ang pagpipilian mo, donut or spaghetti, anong pipiliin mong kainin? Yung talagang gusto mo, di ba? So kung ang gusto mo ay donut, edi pupunta ka sa donut, di ba? Pero pag pinilit kang kainin yung spaghetti, hindi mo kakainin yan, mapipilitan ka. So all you have to do is to choose kung ano talaga yung gusto mong gawin, di ba? Kasi, di ba, pag nagawa mo yung gusto mo, yung fulfillment sa sarili mo iba. So yun yung importante na kailangan gawin sa student leaders para mas ma-engage sila sa organization. Ano lang yun? Very basic.
Parehong di ba? Parehong masarap, diba? Pero pipiliin mo kung ano yung gusto mo. Donut and spaghetti yung tinutukoy ko.
Diba?
Parehong masarap, pero dun ka sa gusto. Okay. Pagkain yun, kayo naman talaga, guys. So yung haluan ng kaano. Okay, next question. Ito na yung last. Ayan na.
Last.
Ito guys, this is gagawin namin itong part sa, kasi 1 hour na po talaga yung record namin ngayon. Legit! 1 hour. Oo. So the last question is, what are pieces of advice for leaders who are discouraged and wanted to quit? Actually, this is a vague question din eh. Kasi there are a lot of factors to consider. Ha?
Parang nasagot na rin kanina, pero just answer it.
Oo. Yun nga, for me, to answer this question, it depends, there are a lot of factors to consider depending kung ano yung reason, primary reason, for the leaders who are discouraged and wanted to quit. May it be the organization itself, the administrators, the co-leaders, the peers, the environment, the working environment, or oneself. So it depends. And you have to know the advantages and disadvantages if you really wanted to quit. Kasi ang tanong dito, wanted to quit. So you are having this decision of leaning towards quitting. And my advice for that, regardless of the reason, is to, sabi nga ni Dave, nasagot na kasi din to, na to really know what you want. Do you really want to quit because of these challenges that you are encountering currently? Or there are still inside of you na you really want to serve and face these challenges or obstacles? Kasi those problems, hindi talaga mawawala yan eh. There will always be obstacles as a student leader na hindi tayo comfortable i-face, and most of the time we are discouraged and we question ourselves if Is it worth it to serve this organization? Is it worth it to still work with them even if I feel unappreciated or undervalued as a leader and as a person? So, ayun talaga, you always have to reflect and consider different perspectives in terms of pursuing being a student leader. So, kung nanonood ka at hindi ka student leader, ayan, mahirap po talaga maging student leader. And natapos na po ang ating student leadership Q&A. What can you say?
Yes, tapos na yung Q&A, pero let's give a general advice to all the student leaders.
Iklian mo na. Ay, ganito. Gusto ko ng challenge. Gusto ko ng challenge. Bigyan natin ng challenge. Kasi ang natin eh, ang passionate natin sumagot. Sige, ganito. Magbibigay tayo ng advice to end this video, pero dapat, one sentence lang. Pag-isipan mo yan.
Oh my God.
One
Sige.
sentence. From the heart, From the heart. Yung on the spot.
Oo, alangan naman.
Kung ano yung pumasok sa isip mo. Huwag mo natagalan,
Ako na. Ako na. A very simple advice to all the aspirants or to all the aspiring student leaders is that before entering to the organization or into the leadership service field, first, you must know the things that you really want to do. Yun lang. Dapat alamin mo kung ano talaga yung gusto mong gawin. Kasi pag hindi mo alam, you're not sure of your way, if you're not sure of the things na gusto mong gawin, mahihirapan ka. So, kailangan mong alamin, you have to make sure that what you are entering is what you love the most. Diba? Parang sa relasyon lang yan, hindi ka magko-commit kung hindi mo talaga mahal yung tao. Bam!
Okay, eto na. Ako na. Ready ka na ba?
Ready na. Always ready.
Bakit parang napapikit ka? Parang titiga ka na ba sa sasabihin ko? Okay. Ito. I will okay, so I will look into the eye of the people who are watching this right now. So this is my advice for you, okay?
You look straight to the eye.
Okay.
You look straight to the eye.
Ito na talaga, serious mode na. Okay, so this is my advice for you as a student leader. I always keep this in mind. So, your act of service is also an act of love. While you persevere in virtue and diligence. Okay, I will explain. Yan na ha. So, So, hihimayin natin. Your act of service is your act of love. So, it is everything that we said in the previous videos is the summary of our advice. So, it was already mentioned by Dave that know what you want first. And as a student leader, what you do, you always have to consider if you love what you do. Your act of service is your act of love. Aside from that, since we always don't consider ourselves first and we lack self-love, while you persevere in virtue considering your attitude, how you interact with people, you should know what is right and what is wrong, while you also persevere in diligence. Note here that you need need to be responsible as a student leader. You need to work efficiently. You need to know how to balance everything. And you need to know the difference between work and personal life. You don't always work. You also have a personal life that you also need to focus on and give love to. Okay? I hope our advice helps you. But parang napaano ka dyan? Okay pa ba?
Ang sarap kayo makinig. Hindi, ang sarap makinig. Ang sarap makinig sa pananaw ng iba. 'Di ba? Ito yung parang natutunan ko din sa vlog na to, na parang these questions, because of those questions, napalabas natin kung ano yung pananaw natin bilang isang student leaders. 'Di ba? At least we are speaking on behalf of all the student leaders. 'Di ba? Kung ano man, hindi man magkakaiba tayo ng karanasan, 'di ba? Pero at least at some point merong isa, dalawa, tatlong experiences na pare-pareho tayong naranasan na. So at least this Q&A, this leadership Q&A is somehow a reflection to all the student leaders, and to all the aspiring student leaders na hindi madali ang maging student leader, pero at the end of the day, if you love what you do, you will feel fulfilled and productive. Yun lang naman di ba? At the end of the day, kahit pagod ka, mas maganda yung pagod ka, mas maganda yung pagod ka pero productive ka, kesa yung pagod ka pero wala kang ginawa. And that's the feeling of a student leader. Pagod man kami at the end of the day, pero at least productive kami at ginagawa namin yung mga bagay na talagang gusto namin gawin. Diba?
Yes! Yun lang po talaga yun. Okay.
Diba?
May tanong ako sa'yo, Dave.
Ang saya. Oh. Ano?
Ano na? Outro? What are it like to read it? Grabe. Sana may natutunan kayo, guys. Ikakat ko na lang. I-edit ko to, huwag ka mag-alala. Okay. Ang gagawin ko na lang is per question. Para ma-intriga sila. Ay, gusto ko malaman yung susunod sagot nila sa diba? Magandang ganun. Per question.
Oo, sige. Okay. Per question.
Outro na. Paano yung outro natin? Sige, ako na lang mag-outro kasi ikaw nag-intro eh. Okay.
Ikaw na. Vlog ko eh.
Oo. Okay. Guys, that ends our video. Like I always say, thank you for your time. And I hope you learned a lot. And if you are an aspiring or currently a student leader, I hope our answers and advices helped you. Especially in our situation, it is hard to be a student leader online. And comment down below if you want Dave to create his YouTube channel and also start vlogging. And if he will create his YouTube channel, I will plug it in the description down below. But if wala pa, and if he doesn't, you can also check his other.
You can always add me on Facebook.
Do you have any other social media accounts like Twitter, Instagram?
Diba? If they have questions.
Yeah, I will put his social media accounts here. Support them!
You can always.
Yes. Okay, so that is our video. Take care of yourself, okay? Before you take care of others, always pray. Drink lots of water. Take vitamin C. And we hope me and Dave will see you again soon. Okay? Like this video if you enjoyed it. And bye, guys! Bye!
Bye! Thank you for watching.